Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Amber FS right here. So we want to check the weekly outlook for this particular week, and then we want to see how the last market fundamentals, how the last news release, how it influenced the market for this coming week. So the first one we saw last week is the USDSM manufacturing PMI, ISM manufacturing PMI, which comes out better than forecast. Though it's not even higher than the previous one. Though the previous one is 53.0, then they forecast 52.3 because they say it's going to slow down a bit. Then the next thing we see that it actually came out a forecast which the US peers react, the US peers react to it last week. So the next one is we have the AUD saying that they are going to increase their interest rate by 50 pps, in which they do, and then the is not even surprise to the market, by which the market participants, what they do is they buy the rumor and sell the news. So when the news actually came out and they see that it's not even a surprise things to the market, AUD pairs fell off. And then the next one we are seeing is we saw last week is the Swiss francs CPI, in which came out better than expected, but it is not even higher than the previous one because the previous one is 0.5. Why they say it will slow down to minus 0.1. Then we saw a surprise in the news, which comes out better than forecast. So on Thursday we saw the pounds monetary policy. They themselves, they said they are going to increase the rate by 50 bps, and that one too, market reactive, market participants do as they are doing. They buy the rumor, they sell the news. When the news come out, when it's actually 1.75%, we saw a downturn to DBPPS, in which it sell at some point. So the last one we saw on Friday, which is a very crucial one because it's an NFP week. We saw the US double their non-farm employment change. The forecast is 250k, and the previous one, the result is even higher than the previous one because the previous one is 398,000, and then their forecast is 250k. Then we saw a double of what they forecast, in which is a very very surprise news to the market, and the market reacted. We have a very strong USD at the end of last week. USD was strong at the end of last week, and we have their unemployment rate reduced by 0.1%, so from 3.6 to 3.5. Then on that same day we saw Canadian dollar IV PMI, which came out below forecast, and it was even below the previous one, which make card. So my favorite pair for this week should be card to the downside, USD to the upside. But I think we still have some things to deal with in this coming week. On Wednesday we have USD CPI. We have it to do. So we might saw a rally on USD before the CPI data is dropped. So when the CPI data is dropped, which I'm sure it might come out positive or better than expected, we should see a very stronger US dollar. We have Wednesday, Thursday for US dollar. We have the PPI again, and on Friday we have the GDP, pounds DDP. That one is very crucial, very important to look out for right there. So coming back to this to the week, on DXY we saw something like the respect of the trend line at this particular area, then this chart pattern came out. Then we saw a breakout. So hopefully, as we are predicting the stronger US, because as you can see now, the unemployment rate of US has decreased drastically. So what we are going to see is that we are going to have a stronger US dollar. So for this week, I'm predicting a stronger US dollar, but you guys be very, very careful, because we might see a rally before Wednesday, before the CPI is dropped. So as far as DSY is concerned, we can see a breakout of this area, then to the upside. So we might see a break of this high, the high at 109.294. So we can see a break of this particular high, because if you look at it, we saw a rally to the downside. We saw a rally to the downside, then a breakout which break this particular high. Then at this area too, we saw a rally to the downside and a breakout will break this particular high, and then we saw a retest at this particular. So another rally to the downside. So we should see a break of this particular high. So which tells us that we will have a stronger US dollar in the coming week. So the first pair I'm going to check out is Euro USD. So taking out Euro USD, we can see that our previous analysis is okay to the downside. Maybe we have first target here, we have second target, we have the third target here. But for now, we need to remove all of this, because the bias have changed due to the fundamental result that was dropped. So now I'm looking at the break of this particular level, because if we check at this level now, let me make it thick. If you check at this level now, we can see something like if you can see it very well, we can see something like head and shoulder. So if you see a break of this level, then we should see a retest, then we should see a move to the downside. This is what I'm looking for on Euro USD right now. I'm looking for the break of this particular level to the downside, then I should see a move to this low, which is 0.99521. So if you see a break of this particular line, we should see the first take profit. We should take our first take profit at 0.99562. Then we should be looking to take our second take profit at the new low. But this is for this week, because I think all this movement to this week might not pass this 0.99593. So this is just for this week. So I'm looking for the break of this particular neckline right here, and my target at 0.956. So the next one is USD JPY predicted that is going to 135.51, and I think it has hit the prediction target. So we should look for the breakout of this particular area to this particular. I'm not going to see anything much on USD JPY, because we might see some some ranging market this coming, because JPY too is a very strong one to look at. JPY and Swiss franc, because now it's like you want to be having some kind of risk in the market, because first one we have Russian Ukraine war. That one doesn't even have more major impact at the market. But now we are having China and Taiwan. Another one we are having all those we are having geopolitical war here and there. So that means that we might have a safe haven currency coming for the rescue. So this week I'm looking at JPY and Swiss franc to the upside. So for now, I'm not going to say much about USD JPY. So on the next pair I'm looking at is Euro CHF, Euro Swiss franc. So I'm saying that I'm looking at Swiss franc to the upside and then what is it called, the partnership to the upside. So checking out this level now, we see that the overall directional bias of this particular pair is to the downside. So here, if we did not see at the Monday candle open, if we did not see what is it called, rejection at this particular area, then we should be waiting for it to hit this particular area. Then we should be waiting for the first target at this particular level. That is my personal bias for this week. So if you not see the what is it called, the first reject, because if you check this level is a very a strong level. It's a supply level at that particular area. But if we do not see it it reject here, then we should be looking for it to reject at this particular area. So any retracement you see to the upside is an opportunity for you to what, to look for a bearish setup, because we might have something like this, and it's rally to this side, then we have a break of this particular level. So that's it about euro Swiss franc. So the next pair we are going to look at is euro JPY. As I said earlier, that my bias remain bearish on remain bullish on JPY. So euro JPY, I'm looking for a bearish setup. If you check the daily time frame, we can see that we have a break of this particular level at this area. Okay, let's use trend line. You can see that we have a break of that particular level. Then we should have a, if we did not see what is it called, a rejection candle at this particular area, then we should wait for this particular supply level, because if you check this place very well, we can see a supply level at this area. So if we did not see a rejection here, we should be looking for this particular place for a rejection candle. So any retracement you see is an opportunity for you to look for a bearish setup. So this is what I'm looking at. I'm looking at a rejection at this particular area, or moving to this area, then we saw a rejection to the downside, because if you check this area is a very strong resistant level, so we should not undermine that particular area. So my bias remain bearish on euro JPY, because I'm so bullish on JPY because of the geopolitical tension here and there. So next pair I'm going to look at is DBP USD. If you check DBP USD, you see that they have something in common to the downside. After we see a rally to the upside, we saw a what is it called, a breakout. Then we might want to use this particular this is head and shoulder, but mind you, it's in a downtrend. Until we saw a clear rejection there, we will not say okay, we have a head and shoulder there, because if we see at this particular area, we'll see that this is also head and shoulder, but head and shoulder to the downside, it break this particular area, then it's breaking. We saw another rally to the upside, it break into another rally to the upside. So as you now see that okay, the fundamental is now supporting US dollar, because US dollar is going to be, if you check the DSY, you know that US dollar is going to be strong this coming week. So we should have a breakout of this area, and we should have a new low to this particular area. So I remain bearish on DBP USD to this particular area, to 1.16280. so this is my target for the coming week. So you might see a rally to the upside maybe from Monday to Wednesday, then at the CPI drop, then we might see a very big drop on DPS. Anything can happen. Market participant might try to start with what's it called, with the stronger US dollar buyer. So I'm just seeing some retracement to this particular area. Then after hitting this particular supply level, then we should see a drop, because if you check this level too, you see some supply attached to this particular level. So I'm looking for a drop after a retracement to this particular level. I'm looking for a drop to 1.16134. So the next pair we are looking at is SND. I'm not going to say much about SND because here too we can see that we see something like head and shoulder here, then we see something like a break to the upside, then a retest. So here I don't have much to say on this one until we have a break of this particular area, because if you check this area too, is a very strong level in which we have a rejection at this area. We have a rejection. So coming week we might have a stronger New Zealand dollar. So this might be some particular accumulating phase in which we don't know where it will go. So checking out the DBP/DPY, I in the economy data release, pounds is not that a strong currency to look out for this week. We should have a weaker pounds this week, because they are I think recession is calling them. So what I'm looking at on pounds JPY is okay, let's do this. Okay, I think we have a breakout at this particular area. We have a breakout to the downside. There, I think we have a support level. I think we have a rejection at this particular area. I think you have a rejection at the particular, because if you look at the week of the candle, it's signal rejection. So checking out the daily time frame, then we can now go to we can now go to, let's say, 4-hour time frame. So going out to what is it called, to 4-hour time frame, you might see a rejection at this particular area. So my bias remain bearish on DBP/DPY. So any rally I see to the upside is an opportunity for me to look for a bearish setup. So my target is 156,420. So I'm bearish on DBP DPY until I see the break of this 163 or 164. Let's say until this 164 level break to the upside there. That's why I will choose to change my bias if I see this level break, or let's say 165 too. If I see 165 break, then we might be looking for a bullish setup. But right now, all my bias still remain bearish. So if you see a rejection candle at this particular area, there is an opportunity for you to go short. So checking out the USD Swiss franc. So my bias is bullish on USD Swiss franc, because we have a stronger dollar due to fundamentals and some other factors. So yeah, we might see some rally to the downside and a sharp move to the upside. So we might see some rally here, then a move to the upside. So this rally might be complemented with if you check it, if we put trend line here, this might be complemented with the trend line. Hope you understand. So if you see the rally to this side, then we should see the up or move to the upside. So I remain bullish on USD Swiss franc, because if you check this level too, this level is a very strong support level. So if you break this level, then we should change our buyers. So the next one I'm looking at here is pounds card Canadian dollar. So if you check this one to moving with the 4 hour time frame, we can see that last couple of weeks we talk about a new low at this particular area, in which we saw that particular new low at 1535.86. You understand? So this one too, we saw a fake breakout at this particular area, which later break in back. So I'm looking for a berry setup on pounds card, which might not move faster, because both pairs fundamentally they are weak, but one is weaker than the other one. I think oil is coming to support the Canadian dollar in the long run, and nobody is coming to save pounds at this particular moment. So now we might see we saw a breakout at this particular area last week. So another thing I saw here is formation of this particular head and shoulder. So any rejection you see at this area is an opportunity for you to what, to sell to this particular level, to sell to 1.536 35. That's my bias at this particular area. So I think with those few pairs, we should have a very good and a very profitable week if we do our homework well, and if we check the entry and exit very well, and then if we enter rightly. So if you like this piece, please click on the like button, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. To all of you that have been following me, subscribing to my channel, sharing my channel, I say a very big thank you. So let's do more. Let's do more of it. So thank you. Have a nice, lovely, and a profitable trading week ahead.